Folks, as we've been covering throughout this entire hour, Joe Biden is traveling to Israel as the war with Hamas intensifies. Biden is making the trip after supporting aid flowing to Gaza as both Hamas and Israel exchange rocket fire. These are our taxpayer dollars, and they could be going to support terrorists in the Palestinian territory. For more, let's bring in 2024 presidential candidate, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott. Senator, it's great to see you again, sir. Joe Biden said he stands with Israel on the condition that aid flows to Gaza. How would a President Scott handle this situation differently?
The bottom line is, as President of the United States, the one thing I would do is I would not send a mixed message. We need to consistently say one thing. There is no daylight between America and Israel. We give them our support in making sure that they wipe Hamas off the face of the earth. I thank God that Israel sent the message into Gaza to vacate the area before they came in. That kind of humanitarian assistance, frankly, voicing concerns for the Palestinian people by saying get out, that is something that Israel did not receive from Hamas. So getting in, eliminating Hamas should be priority number one, not sending any mixed signals about assistance. Let's first see the successful campaign launched and executed before we start having a conversation that may divide the focus of Israel and the IDF.
Yeah, Hamas actually targeted civilians. Senator, the Biden regime is now calling for more American taxpayer dollars to flow to illegal aliens. They're now calling for nearly 6 million illegal aliens to get free housing, food, and medical care. Not free. American taxpayers are going to be footing the bill for all of this. Now, one of your colleagues, Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton, is calling on the Department of Homeland Security to deport any illegal alien who shows support for Hamas. President Trump said he would enact a sweeping effort across the country to round up the nearly 8 million military-age illegal aliens and make them wait in neighboring countries while their asylum process plays out. Asylum that we all know over 90% of them don't qualify for. Senator, how would you stop and repair the damage Democrats have done with their massive illegal immigration campaign over the last 2.5, 3 years?
You know, one of the things that we need to take a look at is how bad it really is. It's not just the 6 million illegal crossings. It's the end of Title 42, which could lead to a 50% increase in those illegal crossings. Under my presidency, my administration would first target finishing the southern border wall. We need to spend $10 billion to finish that wall. President Biden has done exactly the opposite. He's been selling off the pieces of the construction material. Number two, we would use military-grade technology to surveil our southern border to stop humans from finding other ways in. I'm talking about a smart wall that only looks beyond the wall itself, looks below to the tunnels and above as well. The third thing I would do is recognize that thousands of military-age men are coming in from Iran, from Iraq, from Yemen, from Syria, people on our national security watch list. We have to stop them in their tracks and send them home. I would go to those steps. I would also reintroduce Remain in Mexico policy and change our asylum-seeking policies, not only because they get into our country, but also they do not have a court date in some instances for 10 years. It is too easy. It is too profitable to get in our country and to devastate Americans. That risk is too high.
Senator, as you know, military-age men stormed the Israeli border, one of the most secure borders in the world, and killing, at this point, over 1,300 civilians. Now, we know in this country, Joe Biden has allowed at least, this is what we know, 3 million known illegal alien gotaways, mostly military-age men. What are you going to do about those who may be in our nation with ill intent, who are already here? What are you going to do about those?
Well, one of the things I said last night is we should start with not only with the illegal immigrants, but also the legal folks who have a visa on our college campuses who are taking a stand and supporting terrorism, taking a stand and saying, let's murder Jews, let's be anti-American. For every single person who came in our country legally, who's on a student visa, they should be deported if they want to kill Americans, kill Jews, and or support terrorism. I'd also go a step further and look at any interaction with government or law enforcement amongst those who came here illegally. The first interaction, you just deport them. Those are the strategies that would be effective in reducing the likely threat to our country.
Senator, I wanted to ask you about the left's weaponization of race. They are constantly trying to divide this country, as you know, as you've talked about extensively on racial lines. Here's what Joe Biden said about it ahead of the 2020 election. Watch.
Have you taken a cognitive
No,
test?
I haven't taken a test. Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man. That's like saying before you got in this program, you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not. What do you think, huh? Are you a junkie?
What do you say?
What you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African-American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Senator, you counter the media-driven narrative that only a legitimate black person is one who is only a left-winger. Now, I've been on a similar mission in the Latino community. How would a Scott administration stop the Democrats' falsely predicated weaponization of race?
Well, the truth of my life actually destroys the lies of the radical left. But you and I both know something that is very specific and dangerous. There is something sinister growing in our nation. It is the weaponization of race and class for one purpose. It is to maintain political power. The radical left will use any person, any group, any issue, frankly, to maintain political control. It's not about motivating people. It's about manipulating people. It's not about actually seeing progress. It's about control. I would make sure that my life story and yours continues to ring from sea to shining sea so that we would have classic real-time examples of why the American dream is available for kids coming from the inner cities to the rural aspects of Iowa. We are one American family, but the radical left, they want to use race because they want to divide our country to control the American people.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
One of the biggest myths perpetrated by the Democrat Party and their agents in the press. Senator Tim Scott, best of luck to you, sir. Come back soon. It was great talking with you.